Hey, it's Liquid Salt Strong. I have my dad over here, and we're on some motorized paddle vessels. I have the L2 fish board, and my dad has a Hobie, and he just got a Bixpy motor on the back of it. So this is his first time trying it out. I've been on this a handful of times. It is a lot of fun getting out on motorized paddle vessels because you can go anywhere, and we're going to test that to the limits by exploring some hidden lakes way back in the mangroves. We have about a 4-mile run to check out a spot that we haven't been to in about 4 years. So hopefully we can still get back there, but either way, it'll be a fun journey. So I'll film the trip, let you know how it goes. We have a couple rods, couple lures, and hopefully we can, number one, get there, and number two, catch some fish. We'll keep you posted. All right, time to get her started. Oh yeah. All right, so I'm gonna fish this point real quick while I'm waiting on my dad. My boat's a lot faster, but I'm gonna throw these two lures. We've got the new bomber, the big old Mulligan bomber, and then the Flea flicker. I'm gonna go 3 casts, 3 casts, 3 casts, and let's see what gets the action. Supposedly there's some red tide that was pushing through this area recently, so my guess is the fish are gonna be back in those lakes, and they won't be out here, but it's at least worth a try to know for sure. Ooh, what's that hit? Oh man, that was it. Something's on it. Oh, there we are. I think it's a nice trout. Second cast. Second cast, solid trout, heck yeah. Well, maybe the red tide didn't push him out. That is a legit trout there. Let's see if we can get him without falling in or losing anything. Yeah, came and hit it a couple times. Oh, just lost him right at the boat there. Well, that was all. We're gonna let him go anyhow, but that was a heck of a way to start. Flea flicker on the board. All right, here's the final cast. So I just did 3 casts with this Flea flicker, and this is my 3rd cast with the Mulligan bomber, and then I'm gonna go get back on the plan to go back in the backwaters. Yeah, this area has no mullet at all. Fortunately, picked off that nice trout there, but I think most of the fish went further inland. All right, time to pick up and head further in. Since I was able to go a lot faster than my dad's kayak, I was basically stopping in a couple different areas to wait on him to catch up. And this was another island that I chose. It had some oysters. I saw on Smart Fishing Spots a bunch of oysters around it. The wind was blowing up against it, and so I thought there just has to be some fish there. Looks like, feels like a snook. Yeah, little guy. All right, so oh, another one got off. I'm losing all my fish today. That was just a little guy, but that one hit the bomber. That was my 3rd cast, so I have to switch it up. All right, there's some mullet jumping. Perfect. There we are. Got slammed. All right. We got a fish on the board. The smallest one I've hooked so far. Little fella there hit the flea flicker. Yeah, so I just caught this cuda on the bomber. I was not expecting that. We don't have many of those around here. So I fished the rest of the island, just caught one more little snook, and picked up and moved further inland and decided to fish this zone. This was a little creek mouth, and there was some decent current flow hitting up against these mangroves, and I just thought there has to be a fish around here. And so I got the flea flicker, threw it up, and yeah, immediately got thumped. Well, these snook are lined up on this shoreline. A little bit bigger snook, but still room to grow. All right, so it seems like just a bunch of small snook here, so we're gonna keep going back until we find some big ones. So one awesome thing about this paddleboard is I can actually stand up while driving it when it's nice and calm like this, and that is just so thrilling, going through these backwater creeks, seeing all sorts of fish. As we went further back, it got narrower and narrower to the point where there's no way any boats can actually make it back this far. So I guess I was so excited to get back and explore these backwater bays that I forgot to record actually getting into it. And this is it. This is at least one of the bays that we tried out. And I was paddling along here and looking for some spots, and I saw my dad get on some action.
I see my dad way over there. There's a bunch of splashing by his kayak, so he's got something on. Like a pretty good sized fish. I pushed over to the far side. There's a mullet everywhere, but I've yet to get a strike. So I'm gonna get over here on this windblown section, see if we can make it happen. There we are. Little small guy. Yeah, this water's up pretty high. That was my first skip cast up under the mangroves, so it looks like that's the ticket, but this guy's tiny. And he came up and smacked it as soon as it got right over a little limb. Little fella.
After letting that snook go, my dad was hollering at me to come on over, and he was having a field day. He was getting a ton of snook, even jumped a couple tarpon, and he was using the prawn junior. So I, of course, decided to stop my lure contest and switch to the prawn junior. And shortly after, fish number one on the prawn.
There we are. There's a fish. This one's a little bit bigger.
After hearing about the tarpon my dad jumped and also seeing a couple roll, I was really focused on getting a tarpon. So I was doing a straight retrieve with the prawn junior. That's my favorite way to get tarpon, and I was waiting for the thump.
Snook. Oh, quick release.
So on this next cast, I had one of those instances where I thought I was on the bottom, and turns out it was actually a really nice fish.
Nice fish. Ooh. Pulling me into the trees. Let's see if we can get him out before he gets me in. Nice fish. Heck yeah. Finally found a bigger one. Yes, this one's probably 27 inches or so. Solid fish. Oh, lure just came right out. Very nice. That one hit the prawn junior in the turd Ferguson color. This tannic water, they seem to really be dialed in on it. So it's almost 11 o'clock. I have to come back for a meeting. My dad is still out there enjoying a fun bite. But yeah, what a fun trip. That was such a fun time exploring some new waters. And that's always a bonus when you're with family, number one, and then when you're actually catching some fish, number two. If you enjoy this type of fishing, leave a comment down below and let me know, and I'll be happy to take some more trips out on this motorized paddleboard. And most importantly, if you want to get better at consistently catching fish without even having to rely on live bait, make sure to check out our fishing school. It of course talks about, number one, how to find the fish, but number two, positioning and approach, a thing that a lot of people overlook. And of course, it goes through all the equipment and all the gear needed. So link down below for all that. Otherwise, yeah, thank you so much for your time and watching. Hope to see you again soon.